All right, so we're here, man. Canadian Music Week 2014. I'm here with my man Dio. Every year he puts out this crazy party, this get-together, where he just like opens up his hotel room and just lets pure people in here to network and build and just have a great time.
I go by the name of Dio, a.k.a. Defy the Odds. Otherwise, people know me as Duane Gibson, CEO of Northstarr Entertainment Incorporated.
That's what's up, man. So, yo, we're out here, Canadian Music Week 2014, and you always throw these, like, events every time, you know what I mean? Like, every year I pretty much come in here. So my question is why do you do it?
Since day one, man, I've been about the Canadian scene. And I think a lot of artists claim that, but I don't know what they actually do. So my whole thing was I wanted to create an opportunity where people could come out to a jam and interact with people from Canadian Music Week, especially international delegates. Like, I just had my boy up here from France who does a lot of sync licensing, placing stuff in videos and films out in Paris. And so for him to come and vibe out, I got some people from the UK out here. I'm always on the international tip, so I want to show love to them, but I also want to connect my Canadians with them.
That's big, man. That's big. And like, you've always been like, community driven, networking, building people together. I mean, like, you've like traveled all across like the country, internationally, speaking engagements with young people and whatnot. So I guess like, where do you get all this drive from? Like this sense of purpose and determination? Like, where does it all come from?
It really comes from that there's very few artists that actually help me or business people. The one cat who did help me was Maestro Fresh West, who happened to be the biggest one of them all. And what I learned from that is just I really feel that we have to build up our country and the young artists, but there's also artists that came in the game when I did like 15 years ago that are still just trying to get established. And I feel a responsibility to try to help those cats out. I mean, I just really want to see the whole scene get on top.
No, that's big, man. That's big. And I'm glad you have that mentality because so many people don't really understand the benefits of that. So that being said, I got over here your book release. I mean, you do a lot of things, man. You're an MC, public speaker, author, run your own label. So we got here Stay Driven. Stay Driven. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about some of the inspiration behind this book right here.
One of the things I do is I speak to a lot of kids. I do over 100 shows a year for the last 10 years, just in schools. And so I wanted to take what I said and put it in a book format. I'm really passionate about kids reading, especially young males, because a lot of boys don't pick up a book to read for fun. And I think that's a really important thing to do is not just because it's for school, just read.
Knowledge is power, man. Like reading and writing, man, that's freedom right there. Next up, we got the latest release now, Down Home. I mean, I know what Down Home means, but for those who don't know, break down what Down Home is.
I grew up around all places in Canada and Ontario, and I never understood how to answer the question, where are you from? Because my family's not from the Caribbean or from Africa. And people assume if you're black, then you have to be. And I could go back a few generations and say something, but my family's from Scotia. And so this album was about saying the black Canadian experience. And it was great to work with Classified. And when I went down there to work with Classified, I got an opportunity to see my family. Like, I saw my uncle who was 97, and he passed away later on. But it's like, if I didn't do this album, I don't think I would be going down to see him as much. I see my grandmother because of the album. And so for me, it was important to represent that Nova Scotia side and that Canadian experience in an album.
That's peace, man. Big up to that, man. I'm definitely going to check this in. So real quick, so we're here at Canadian Music Week. What are some of the benefits that an artist can, get from, coming out to these events? Because oftentimes I come out here and I feel like a lot of artists sleep on these opportunities. They have a certain level of entitlement or whatnot, but you coming out here and seeing what's up, what are some of the benefits?
Well, if you're an artist and you don't come here, I don't know what you're really doing. Because Canadian Music Week is recognized internationally as one of the best conferences in the world. And they bring a lot of top people around the world. And sometimes I think just coming here is what you got to do. My best connections in the music business have come from random situations. It could be just in the elevator with somebody. It could just be you're standing outside and somebody's confused and you're like, hey man, where you trying to go? I'm from here. Or just a random conversation you could have. And that's what you get from being here. So go to the panels, go to the conferences, but also just be open to talk to people. Because I met CEOs of companies, or I met guys who became the CEO back when they just started out. So that's where it really started from. Oh yeah, this is D.O. Always representing for Stolen from Africa. My man Logik, you know how we do. Hip Hop Canada, y'all. Peace. Oh yeah.